Thank you, Leoncho. You already said everything I'm going to say. So, thank you. Thank you, Judith, for inviting me and being an inspiration for all of us. I'm going to switch a little bit my presentation because I don't want to repeat many of the things that all of us have been involved here. And I'm going to focus a little bit in a way I'm trying to help you to communicate with your students, the youth that you are working or adolescents using chess and mainly positions in the game. Mainly what I'm trying to do is communicate with them. My focus today is going to be with teachers, but I have done it with parents, I have done it with mentors, with coaches, in the way that they will interact with their students or their kids through the game. For me, this is the key. Sharing our experience, feelings, at the same time we are sharing their feelings of the kids through a metaphor for chess in the board is what is powerful. And sometimes we have heard that in competition there is silence, but in chess in education, that is not there, at least with me. And I encourage many of you individually, in small groups, or in the large classrooms to interact with the kids. I shared this because I tried to identify, I tried to identify the students' feelings through the game and the positions. The board becomes a metaphor for life. And in the beginning, it's difficult to understand. For many of you who are really chess players, we have heard about chess as an analogy of life. There is many books already in the market, but I wish everybody here will try it, maybe with a family member, maybe with a student, and try to figure out their own games and their own positions and try to relate it with the daily lives of the kids. In the playground, when you have a problem with one of your kids at home, and try to figure out a specific position, and then many of the kids, in my experience, reduce their fears, and then they can interact in a better way. I'm going to show you my work in one of the schools I work, in Joan Lelek in Abreakers. The knight, the bishop, the queen, the rook, so that you have to develop all the pieces.
About 10 years ago, our school counselor, Mr. Moreno, started a chess program with our students, and he made the connection between chess and social emotional learning. And he uses chess to help build peer-to-peer relationships and also enhance the trust level with adults and students.
Almost all the students are involved because it's part of my counseling. Create a plan that allows you to make that goal. I run groups, and after school or before school, chess is a wonderful tool that enriches the lives of the students because it's a metaphor for life. What you are learning from the game?
That chess is the exact same thing as life. You got many choices, you got different choices, you got bad choices.
And what we need to do?
We need to make the good choices.
Through the game, we talk about real life issues, real life difficulties. Chess is a great way to teach values and character, and sometimes I use kids who have conflicts among each other to see themselves in a different way through the game of chess. I use community circles where we teach students the chess concept at the same time the social emotional concept.
Today we were in a circle so we could hear other people's goals, one for a chess goal and another one for a real life goal.
When you are playing a game of chess, you show a lot of emotions, and through relating to the game, you help the kids understand their own feelings and make decisions about how to address them.
It helps my brain, so when I get mad at something, I play chess with my sister, and then it helps me calm down and I forget why was I mad. When I master chess, I can help other people how to play it, and I feel happy when I help other people. It's like my talent.
It's definitely helping with the peer-to-peer relations with students, and also it's helping students to self-regulate their behaviors and make better choices.
So if I have a bad day in school, when I go to chess club, I have a good time.
It makes me joyful and it helps me spend time with my friends. It helps me get courage. I play, I focus, I win, I draw, or I lose. Either one, I'm happy because at least I tried.
They build relationships, they make better decisions, they think critically about what to do, and that will help them academically and their own life. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time in this because we have already seen many of the other presentations about the benefits and the competence with chess. I prefer to take a little bit more time in the chess positions and how I related to them. But obviously, empathy, motivation, creativity, decision-making skills. So let's start with this can happen or in my individual interaction with a kid or with a group of kids. And sometimes when I select the chess positions, I am writing. When the kids are playing, I see something connected in my brain about a problem that the kids can face, or we have a teacher told me, or the parents have told me, and then I take a note, and later on, I try to figure out. So in this situation, all these situations were real. Peter was very angry with his mother because he wanted to play with his friends. How many? But it was the day before a test. And the mother tried to argue with him. And this is not the first time it has happened in the past. Did anybody know what will be the next move from white? I cannot see you because of the light, so you can tell. Okay. Okay. So you are giving away your best piece. My goodness. So this is simple. The queen attacked, the king captured it, the bishop captured the pawn, and the rook checkmate. What happened? In the beginning, when you try to challenge an adolescent or a younger kid to say, give away something that you really like to do. In the beginning, you have been with that interaction, they are going to say no. But then you put it with these type of positions, the kids understand that, oh, I sacrifice. So at that moment, I actually talk to the kid to explain, okay, tell me what is in relation to. This is one example. Next one. How many of you who are educators have had a conflict between two kids who fight? I use this with many. This is very simple. Sometimes I use it with kids who maybe they are not familiar with the game. I introduce a little bit the pawns, and then we do it. The black just move, and then they have to make a decision, capturing or moving forward. Now, for many of you, how many times you are saying to a kid, somebody step in your area, what do? Fight it back or move forward? And that dialogue is what helped some of the kids to understand what we always talk about, self-regulation of emotions. You have to stop and think. The difference for me is that I do it actually with the game at the manipulatives of my teaching with them. So it's not something, some of us, we have learned that after we have moved, then we can have self-reflection. I'm trying to do it on real time, in the moment, in the present, and try to figure out what is the situation for the kids. This was a very interesting situation. We have a kid, and I talked with the mother many times, where he was very smart, but he didn't like to listen and follow rules. We were discussing this previous to this game he was playing. We were discussing the rules of castling. And because he knew, Mr. Moreno, I know everything. You don't need to teach me anything. He really didn't listen all the rules. And one of them is when you move and try to do castle, what is the first piece that you have to touch? The king. but he moved the rook. The other kid, who is not as developed in the game of chess, when he saw that, he raised the hand and said, Mr. Moreno, Matthew touched the rook, so the move is over. And the kid was furious. And he said, well, this is what happened during the game. If you see when the rook moves, then in 2 moves, the queen can checkmate. Now, took me 2 or 3 sessions with him after to explain all these things that we have been trying, the mom, the teachers, to tell him about why it's so important, although you think that you know everything, to follow the rules. Or think that when the teachers are teaching, you need to pay attention. It's not because sometimes you are going to say, oh, they never taught me that. But it's true, they taught you, but you were not paying attention. So obviously you see I combine simple positions with more difficult positions. Now, this is a very famous game for many people who are here. This actually happened in one of the, with one kid from my school. Sometimes we go to community tournaments. This kid knew, and he was very good, who clocks were very important of the chess community. My school didn't have the money for the club, for buying the chess clocks. And actually, he stole one of the clocks in the tournament. They called me 6, 7 o'clock at night, Mr. Moreno, one of your students steal one. What? What do you mean? And then thinking, who has been talking about clock? Oh, Matthew. So I went to the house, 8:30, and said, Matthew, until you don't give me the clock, we are not going to continue. Fortunately, he gave it to me. We set up the next 2 days when we back with this position. He was so smart. In 2 seconds, he figured out that capturing the queen was not the best thing to do, because in 2. And then we explored situations about stealing or high-risk situations. So in general, that is my whole goal. Increase personal growth, self-awareness, and self-improving. Help develop growth mindset and develop emotional resilience. Going to challenge you. This is my contact information, but I have a little bit of time to challenge you if you remember that game, because I use it many times. This is for kids who really know the game, because it involves 3 components. Did anybody knows how it goes? We have 2 minutes. One of the, no, Julie. Did anybody, you are white, what do you think will be the best move? It's okay, I have still 1 minute. So, mainly, the queen captured the rook, sacrifice. You are going to chain a queen for a rook, but at the end, if you concentrate, the pawn in front of the king will try to go and promote, and then the king is going to support the pawn, and at the end is ending with 1 pawn white going to the end. What is this about? Helping the kids understand that when they are in life, sometimes they have to sacrifice, but also they have to find who are your resources. And I do my lesson and said, okay, who can support you? Oh, my brother, okay, who else? Oh, my uncle, a teacher. Okay, this in that case will be the king. What are your goals? Oh, the pawn promotion is a goal. So what are your goals in your life? And from there, we have that communication and that dialogue. So I encourage you to use this type of communication with your students, and if you are parents with your kids, setting up the board and try to set up some chess positions and relate it to life. Thank you very much.